Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything but actually we know nothing. This should be our last episode before we go for the World Cup, but not us actually going to Qatar. We wish lah. If our audience was big enough, maybe we could have sponsored to go there. But in terms of our Premier League predictions, this is of course our review of match week 15 and looking forward to match week 16 as well. It was a good evening for Unai Emery as Aston Villa got their first win in 27 years at home to Manchester United. And I think, this is as good a start as you can hope.
Yeah, but I also didn't expect United to lose this badly. Granted, it was very quick fire goals and then one is a free kick. So could have easily been avoidable. But yeah, man, I think Emery somehow undid United's midfield quite well. And he brought back Jacob Ramsey. So validation for Stevie G. I don't know, man. I think very solid performance, and I'm more impressed that they didn't crumble in the second half, which is what usually United sometimes might be capable of, right? So miraculous comebacks where you don't expect it. So yeah, I think Emery is a fantastic start, perfect start.
I guess maybe the one thing we can sort of take note is that there are, amongst the three scorers, you pointed out Jacob Ramsey, but the other two who scored were Leon Bailey and Luka Dean, both players that I think a lot of people would have earmarked as potential good players for Aston Villa. Didn't really perform under Stevie G.
Obviously, cannot take anything away from them, but still don't know if it's just a new manager bouncer. Things are looking up, and I think Emery's known to be quite a tactical coach actually. He will watch literally every minute of the opposition games or something like that. I don't know where I remember that from, or if only that was for the cup games. But I think he quite tactical and he will purposely play to counter you. So that's a good sign. But I don't know if it's a one-off thing. Maybe against the smaller clubs, a bit harder to do this.
Leon Bailey played through the middle and Buendia and Jacob Ramsey provided the width. So I think this was sort of an improvement on Stevie G's system. A lot of critics were saying that there was a lot of emphasis on the wing backs going forward, and I think maybe this was a more balanced system for Aston Villa. Maybe have to ask Manjun from the Manchester United perspective. Is this maybe a regression for them?
I don't think so I think maybe even say this happened to meet a team that has a new manager bounce. But I also don't think Man U has been playing well, also terribly well. The last, even though they've been winning the last few games, I don't think they've been playing terribly well Yeah, just maybe this game they play a more better team compared to the teams they played the last few weeks.
Manchester City did beat Fulham and needed a last-minute Erling Haaland penalty. A little bit of a controversy in terms of Kevin De Bruyne's supposed dive. Man City surprisingly struggled in this game. Of course, Cancelo did get himself sent off also, so Man City were playing with 10 men.
Yeah, obviously they shouldn't have struggled that much, but I think Fulham has been quite on form this season. So, wait, is it at home at Fulham?
No, at Man City.
Man City, at the end of the day, they have been known to be able to grind out results. So, I don't think that's anything new, although needing a last-minute penalty to do it sounds like it's a bit lucky. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, so I can't really tell on the balance of play they deserve to win or not. But on the surface, it just looks like another standard Man City grinding out the winner.
Okay. I did watch the game.
Yes.
Fortunately and unfortunately. Fortunately because obviously it wasn't a thrashing in the end. That I think most people have expected, and we didn't even start Mitro, so obviously that would have been right off the bat. It was wow, okay, we're preparing to lose this game. We're already resting Mitro so that we can for our upcoming game, more winnable games against Manchester United. But unfortunately, I guess we kind of missed him a little bit. When we went down to 10 men, we still kind of hung on for the draw. Not, I guess some people might say it was not very ambitious, but I think to be honest, you give a lot of teams like Fulham a chance to draw against Man City, we'll defend our lives for it. So no, as a Fulham fan, no complaints there. Unfortunately, last-minute penalty, a little bit of a stupid tackle in the end to give it away. But have to ask Manjun, in terms of Man City, haven't exactly been putting away a lot of smaller teams away, even though they're at home. They struggle a little bit with Brighton, now against Fulham also.
Yeah, I guess it happens. But I think end of the day is they got to win, so that's important. Yeah. I think to go back to Mark's point, I think you're right. It's like every time you don't start Mitro, it's like you have to like somehow your team has the mindset like, oh, okay, we're gonna lose this game.
There's a little
Yeah.
bit of that both from the players and the fans also. So that's not wrong, even though Andres Pereira did pull away the penalty pretty well. I think that is a good segue to start with our first prediction for today. Fulham at home against Manchester United. The reason why I put this first, right, it's not because I'm a Fulham fan, but it's because we were supposed to have a Manchester United fan to talk about this. But, they lost against Aston Villa, so he decided to be not free and be unable to join us. We can start with Robin for this.
Wow, I really want to go for an upset here. Like, what happened to Mitro though? Is he injured? Like he wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah. Honestly, the answer is we rested him.
Oh, okay.
The rested him for Manchester United is a joke, but like because he's been having a little bit of that injury, so since there's a game where we can like sort of rest him,
Okay lah. So I'm counting on him to play against United, and I think Fulham will win 1-0.
Yeah, I don't think so, yeah. I think even if Mitro starts, they're going for 1-0 Man U win here.
Okay.
I think I will go for a Fulham draw. More faith in Fulham. Or I want to have more faith in Fulham. So I think 1-1 draw.
This is a interesting fight for Europa League spot. This is going to be a very rare. This is more me wanting it to happen. Fulham 2-1 against Manchester United. Manchester City at home against Brentford, who last time out drew 2-2 against Nottingham Forest. I don't think many people have anything to say about this, so I think we can start with for this.
2-0 Man City.
Okay, Robin.
I'll go 3-0.
Okay. I agree. I'm going 3-0 also, Manjun.
Yeah, I think it's 3-0 sounds good.
Okay. Sounds like we ordering food, like.
3-0 for me. Yeah.
Okay, can. Next course, Chelsea at home against Arsenal. Like Robin more or less mentioned, it was a Chelsea steam defeat to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta being very proud of his Arsenal squad. He said right after this game that today we are in contention for the title. So you heard it here from Arteta first also. Arsenal have now beaten Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs. This is their best record against the top six since 2012. Yes, correct. Yeah, so he lost that stat for a while. But I have to ask Robin, quite disappointing from a Chelsea point of view, especially looking like a lot of the players quite out of form also.
Yeah, man. But it's a weird feeling, right? I expected it. So can I say I'm disappointed? No. But yeah, it's a shit performance. Wow, it could have been so much more. But when you look at the way we considered the goal, such a stupid corner kick, almost direct in, you feel like Chelsea could have escaped with a 0-0. But that's how bad we were. We didn't even create anything meaningful, I think. Not even a half chance or never even trouble Ramsdale, right? So I think that's more concerning, like really, really no fight again, losing a bit too meekly, then can't even get out of our midfield sometimes, can't string a few passes together. Everybody feels very isolated. So it's a bit concerning, like we don't even know the game plan now. It's quite bad. Yeah.
There are some people saying Graham Potter should be under pressure already, despite his early start to his tenure. But overall, across all the games under Graham Potter, Chelsea's average goals expected is 1.06. So that's
goddamn
not a lot.
Oh, that sounds bad. But I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a Roberto Di Matteo kind of season. Feels like they're en route to win the Champions League. They're doing so well there. Like they might get 10. Will you want it? I mean, it sounds good to me. You get 10 in the league, but then you win the Champions League.
The challenge here is that Chelsea this weekend, I think this is the biggest game of the weekend. Chelsea are away to Newcastle. That's third against Chelsea are 7, if you're not wrong, 6, 7, one of those. But Newcastle flying high in third place. Newcastle have won 5 games in a single month for the first time in 2006. To put into context how long ago that was, the last time they strung up together that kind of run, Alan Shearer was still playing.
Goddamn.
So Manjun definitely have to be pretty proud of Newcastle. Definitely finishing top 4 in the first half of the season.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think quite proud of this team. I still feel like we're overachieving in a sense. I think the game against Southampton, yeah, I watched bits and pieces, right? I think we were quite flat. But I somehow still managed to win 4-1. I don't know how the hell that happened. So I guess that shows something. Guess against Chelsea, kind of celebrating now. You see Chelsea in a bad run of form. So I think it's a good time to strike. So if you win this one, I guess wins against Chelsea, wins against Spurs, I think shows something.
Yeah, I think it won't be just you that's rubbing your hands in anticipation. Miguel Almiron also possibly wanting to score against Chelsea also. Yeah, it's already 7 goals in 7 games for him. I think that quote from Jack Grealish, distant memory already. Have to ask Imran, I guess in terms of this game, I think it looks like there will be goals. Newcastle for some reason cannot stop scoring. They've already scored 4 goals in 4 times in the last 7 games.
I think Newcastle are red hot now, and Chelsea it's like 2 losses in a row. And although I don't think they played badly against Arsenal, I feel like maybe Newcastle will also have a similar result. I think because Newcastle's form right now is sort of similar to Arsenal's, I think. So I'm gonna go for a Newcastle win, maybe a 1-0, not a 4, because I don't know. I felt like actually Chelsea defended quite well against Arsenal. They did. I think Arsenal didn't have a shot on target like for the first half or something. Just that they themselves cannot got no product going forward. And then it took like a freak corner kick for Arsenal to score.
I think no reason to be skeptical here. I think go for 2-1 Newcastle win.
Yeah, I agree. Complete opposite form spectrum now. I'm hoping Chelsea score, so I'll go for a 2-1 also, Newcastle win.
Okay, that's quite a set. Like, okay, for you scoring is already it's already a big achievement. I'm going to go draw here, 1-1 in Newcastle and Chelsea, but still will be a good result for Newcastle nonetheless. Newcastle did put Ralph Hasenhuttl out of a job. Southampton, after 4 years under the Austrian, is finally come to an end. I have to ask Majun, because I remember last episode it was on, he did say Southampton kind of looking like a bit pointless in the Premier League. It looks like the favourite for the job is Nathan Jones.
I mean, here they go again, trying to grab people from Championship. I don't know.
Who's this guy?
I mean, he might be good, I'm not sure, but then it doesn't sound like ambitious to me, making this kind of managerial signing.
To me, when I saw that they were the favourite was Nathan Jones, he's got relegation written all over it. So
he's the manager of which team?
Luton Town.
Luton Town, my
I
God.
have no idea what to even think of that. But okay.
Like he got them promoted from League One, and then now he's doing decently in the Championship. I don't know if that's a good audition for a Southampton job. I feel like that's a bit...
No money.
It sounds a little bit of let's prepare for the Championship already.
I don't know. I feel like they have no choice. Like they don't have money to go to buy out a bigger coach, and that's it.
Okay, but I mean, Hasenhuttl is quite a big profile coach. I mean, they got him previously also.
Yeah, previously they had more money.
Okay.
Their stream of sales really dried up. No more good players left to sell.
That's true. Yeah. Actually, kind of wondering this. Maybe can ask Robin, what do you think of Hasenhutl's 4 years at Southampton? Overall, has it been a success?
I don't think so. Any good player he found probably all sold also. But yeah, their brand of football is not great. They're super inconsistent. They are the ones consistently conceding like those 9 goals type of matches for a few years running. Then suddenly perform well against the big clubs, here and there. So I think they're very forgettable. They're very, quite meaningless. It's just floating around in the bottom half. So a bit irritating. Like they don't even have youngsters to sell the big clubs now also. So it's like, what the hell?
In terms of the results in the league, I think he's done okay. I don't think he done badly, but I don't think he did well also. I think it's more of the developing new talent and continuing off from where he took the team previous. I mean, continuing off from his predecessors, because like along the way, like Southampton were always a bottom half of the league club, but they always had good players that they can sell, and because they sell the players, that's why they are at the bottom half of the league. But now it's like they don't have players to sell and they are stuck in the bottom of the league. So they are not really making money or like progressing or anything. Last time you can still say whatever, like, even though they have bottom, but that's because they made a sale, right, and they like profited from it. Now they're just stuck there, no profits, no league position, like nothing to show for it. But also with his resources, there's nothing else he can do. But I think the failure comes from not developing any talent.
Yeah, I think good point. Wonder if Southampton will get a good point at Anfield this weekend. Liverpool at home against Southampton. Let's start with Manjun.
No lah, I doubt so lah. I think it's the thing. I don't think much I can do here. I don't think they got Nathan Jones in time as well lah for this game. So
Will it matter though?
I mean, unless the interim is not Gary O'Neill lah, I don't know. But let me see. No, I think no lah. I go for a 3-0 Liverpool win.
Okay. Robin.
I don't think I'll go that high. I'll go 2-0.
Okay. Same. Going to go 2-0 Liverpool also. Imran.
Wow. So everybody overwhelmingly positive. Just lost to
Would you like to disagree that?
Okay, just lost to Nottingham Forest last week at home.
Feel free to be pessimistic about Liverpool.
I don't know. They give me too much false hope already. So every time they do badly, then they win against a big club, then you're like, okay, the season gonna start already. Then they lose to the bottom club, you know. They're gonna make it 3 in a row and lose to all the relegation clubs.
That's true. That's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
But no lah. I think I can't.
Managerless Southampton.
Okay lah, 2-0 Liverpool.
After all that.
I don't know. I feel like the players already one eye on the World Cup. They don't give a shit anymore.
There is a little bit of that, to be honest. So maybe there might be some unexpected results this weekend. Liverpool were away to Spurs last time out. They did beat them 2-1. Imran, do you watch the game?
Oh, I did. I think it's like a classic tale of two halves, but I think that was sort of expected because Spurs have been going 2-0 down for the past don't know how many games. And then they will fight back after that. Sometimes they get a draw, sometimes they win, like against, was it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this time around, I think Liverpool, like giving a 2-0 lead to Liverpool was too much a mountain to climb. lah. So, like first half Liverpool played really well. Second half, Spurs played really well. And then, I mean, you have Harry Kane, so you will always get a goal somewhere. I think we are helped a lot by Son Heung-min not playing. Because first half they tried to play the counter, but none of their strikers were fast enough to counter. So we're really safe by Son Heung-min not playing. Overall, I think still a good performance by Liverpool. Managed to hold on. It was a nervy end to the game. It was like quite a good game.
Go on to Spurs at home against Leeds, who had probably one of the performances or matches of the season so far. Wow, what a comeback from Jesse Marsh. At a point in time, Leeds were 3-1 down to Bournemouth, and it looked like his backside was going to get kicked out of Elland Road. When Leeds made that 3-goal comeback to win 4-3, the celebrations, that they even had fireworks at the ready. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes,
Maybe they had it ready because they're gonna fire Jesse Marsh.
For different reasons. But after an 8-match winless run, Leeds now back-to-back wins. Leeds up to 12th in the table already. I think Manju will be pretty happy to see his cool guy save his ass.
Yeah, his celebration is very cool there. I tell you first.
Not quite normal celebrations.
I don't know. I saw the celebration he had against Liverpool, the winner. That's pretty cool. Bring that USA culture into the league. Really not bad.
Crescencio Somerville. Oh, what a name. 3 goals in his last 3 games already. Maybe the next big thing out of Leeds. But now 2 game-winning goals also. Leeds will be away to Spurs. I think it's start with Robin.
I think it's a bit of a lucky win. Leeds should never have been 3-1 down at home against Bournemouth in the first place. You try that against Spurs, I think you're no chance coming back. I do think Spurs will win quite comfortably. Will Leeds score though? Probably, but I think Spurs will win 3-1.
Okay. Manjun.
I don't know, like Leeds, they got like smashed quite bad on the counter by Bournemouth. But then again, Spurs still have Son Heung-min, so maybe they won't be as effective. No, fuck it, I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a draw here. Maybe they'll get something. They're on a high now. I'll go for 1-1.
Okay. I also think Leeds will score, but I think still there are a lot of mistakes in them. Like Robin said also, to be 3-1 down against Bournemouth. That in itself is a little bit of a crime. The fact that they got out of it, good on them. But I think, Spurs will probably win here. Spurs win 2-1.
Yeah, I think Spurs is definitely too much for Leeds. Like if I were to put Leeds in Liverpool's position, like in terms of like playing, right? Even if they're 2-0 up in the first half, I think Spurs could have scored a lot more against Leeds and against Liverpool. So I think Spurs gonna win 2-1.
Okay. I guess maybe there is one other thing we can mention. Wolves did confirm the appointment of is the J pronounced like a Y in Spanish? Julen Lopetegui?
We can say it in Singaporean. It's a Singaporean
Okay,
podcast.
whatever. Julen Lopetegui then. Yeah, not quite Nathan Jones. So maybe some hope for Wolves. Have to ask Manjun what do you think of this appointment? Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Is that
it's like
direction?
that. I mean, I'm not very excited about this, about the Togi coming. I think he should be able to save them. Hopefully, get them scoring some goals. I'm not sure. Like, did he do well? Did well in Spain last time? Not very sure. I never know whether he did well in Sevilla also, because this season has been quite trash.
Yeah.
He
Because
did
like
okay.
Sevilla.
I think he did okay in some of the seasons. I remember we were looking at the top 4, then we were like, hey, why all the disgraced managers all in the top 4? Yeah, it's got the Emery, the Lopetegui, and then like this. I forgot who already.
Sounds like a downgrade to me from
Mancini
Sevilla
or something.
to Wolves. So maybe he
definitely.
also. So maybe he's also on like a downward trend his career. So who knows lah? But to me it doesn't smell like very very much lah. I think they'll still struggle lah.
Okay. First time that we're using smell as part of our analysis.
I don't know. I don't remember how his teams played, but I don't think they were particularly inspiring. So kind of suits how Wolves are now, but I don't think it's what they need. Because I just think it's a very dull appointment. So I don't see much of a change yet. Maybe we'll see who he signs in January, then maybe things will improve.
So with that, I think we can start with our World Cup predictions.
Some of shit. I don't know.
History.
Oh, one guys. Oh my god.